And we're live, everybody. Sparky, we're live. Hi. Hi and welcome. And look at this. Oh, man. Look at all the notes already on the live stream. Hello and welcome. Let's start for real. Let's check the hair. I didn't even do anything. It's Howard Stern on this date with a Crazy Cabbie update. Some Artie Lange fun, maybe. I'm wearing my Pete Rose jersey, but I'm going to go right to the comments because folks have been in and saying hello. King Doopy, yes, Brad, when Cabbie was in the hospital and calling Howard, gold. Lance says, hey now, I'm Darth Nihilus, fa fa fo hi. Who's high pitched? Lance just gets in here and talks to himself. I love that, but welcome in, Lance. Great interview with him, Brad. He said you brought his persona out of him, seemed like a straight shooter, decent dude. That's from Lance. Charlie, don't surf. He's waving. Hello, Heavy. You're not first. No, Lance has been here first. Let's do a little roll call. Say hello if you're here. Hi, everybody. Welcome. And this is an Expos jersey. This is a Pete Rose jersey. I'll get up and do some modeling and old man noises, too. But yeah, this is, whoa, hi. Pete Rose, the Hit King. Because, you know, I love gambling. I love Pete Rose. So, yes, we're wearing the Pete Rose jersey. And that's kind of a potential, you know, maybe we'll make an announcement today about, am I gonna keep doing Stern stuff or are we gonna do sports stuff? 15-year-old upstairs says, let's just do sports. He's like, why don't you just do sports? So we'll see. So what the hell happened to Cabbie? We'll talk about that here in a second. Who's here? What's hot? Who's on the spot? By the way, I have a co-host today. He's just hanging out over here. Ooh, say hi, Fred. This is Sparky. Sparky the Morgie. He's kind of camera shy. Say hi, Fred. He's got many different names. But his butt feels real itchy, so we want to keep him near us today. So Sparky's here with me today, and he's going to be my co-host. Unfortunately, I can't keep him up here like this the whole time, because then I can't see the comments. But he'll be hanging out over here right to my side. Probably be itching his butt. But that's Sparky, Lance. Best Expo. Andres Galarraga. That's right. I loved old Andres Galarraga. He was a Cardinal there for a couple minutes. It wasn't good here. Then he went to the Rockies, and became a superstar again, hitting in the mile high air. He has cataracts, says Lance. Are we talking about Andres Galarraga or we're talking about Sparky? You need a Phillies jersey, says King at 5150. Yeah, no, I'm not I like the Expo. Like the Expo jersey, even though this used to fit, now I feel really fat in it. But this is do we want the Montreal to get another team? That's a question for the group. Do we want the Montreal province? Is it a province? We should know this by now, right? Quebec is the province. What is Montreal? The city? Anyway, the city of Montreal should get another team. Lance, eyes on Sparky. Sparky is 10. Sparky, are you 10? Come here. People are talking about you. Look at this. They love you. You're a superstar. You're a superstar. I'm going to do this show with Sparky talking to you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to... Oh, hold on. Oh, Daddy. Daddy. I need you to hold me and show me to the people. You know what would be great is if people went and gave Brad from Here's the Pitch super chats and super thanks. So I could get a new dog bone. I love dog bone. Anyway. Super chats are enacted. Sparky says, get Daddy his super chats. Sparky's a Morkie. The question is, what kind of dog is Sparky? He's a Morkie, so a Yorkshire Terrier / Maltese. Morkie, and he's hybrid, and his butt is leaking right now. And, well, if you want to see his skin issues, Sparky, come here. They want to see your skin issues. So he's been rubbing himself a lot. I don't know if I can show this on the live stream, but see, you see all that redness? So we're trying to fix that. So that's why Sparky's here co-hosting with me. Come on over and be here with the people. Oh, Sparky, Daddy is so old and fat and tired. Oh, now I can't see the comments. I'm so far away. I have to zoom. I have to like lean in. Everybody's saying hi to Sparky. Yes, people love Sparky. Frustrating thing about Garaga is he retired at 399 home runs. Did not know that. That's a lot of home runs for Andres. Let me make sure I haven't missed any comments. This is what we do here, by the way. We're live and welcome, and we will talk about the topic du jour today. Normally, what I do is I prepare and take a look at things that happened on this date, and we just chat. You know, me and the folks here chat. But right now, everybody's saying hi to Sparky. Yeah, so I entered Kings. Lance says Montreal, they scout. Lance is always here talking about his baseball career. Like, oh, I used to play baseball, but evidently he did. Hi there, Tyler. Tyler says, what up? King Doopy, he had 150 plus RBIs as well the one year, I believe. Yeah. So he goes to the, I can't remember if he was a free agent. I assume he was a free agent when he went from the Cardinals to the Rockies. Galarraga, this is who we're talking about. Andres, number 14. But that would have been 1993. So I'm not sure if he was part of that draft. But yeah, he went over there and he was part of the Blake Street Bombers. Dante Bichette, Larry Walker, Vinny Castilla, and Andres Galarraga. The team didn't pitch well, but they sure could hit those 90s Rockies. Why did you name him Sparky? So this dog, Sparky over here, he was brought by Santa. You were from Santa, right, Spark? Oh, you're so handsome. I wish you could see. Well, here. I'll just leave the camera on Sparky while I talk and see if I can. Hold on, Sparky. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. Now I can't see the comments, Sparky. He's tired. He's already had enough. He's like, I am not. Anyway, Sparky came from Santa to Ethan, who's my stepson. And my stepson, when my wife divorced her ex, wanted to make sure that Santa brought something special. So at, I think, 4 or 5 years old, my stepson Ethan said, I want a boy black dog. It has to be a boy and a black dog. Evidently, that's what he sounded like. That's what I hear him. And so when they found him, my wife said, "What do you want to name him?" And he said, "Sparky." He said, "Sparky, you're Sparky. Look at this guy. He's just so handsome. He's so sick of the camera." Sparky, I think we got so many fans. You're gonna be my new co-host. Usually he's a little more friendly. So he's named Sparky. That's how he got the name. So let's see. The way you roll your R's. Yeah, Andres Galarraga. I remember Bill Murray did the broadcast for the Cubs and Expos, 1987 Cubs Expos game, and he was doing that a lot, so I enjoyed that. So, Sparky. Thank you, King Doopy. Everyone's saying hello to the Sparky, and we're talking baseball. And again, now I wear baseball jerseys. Part of me wonders if I'm going to just turn this into a sports live chat, a baseball live chat. We come in here and we talk a lot about baseball, and I love baseball. We got the Brewers winning right now. Is this on? They're going to go 4-0. Now the Pirates are they 4-0? Did they win the last 5-0? Anyway, Cardinals are 1-2-3 after winning last night against the Padres. So there's your update on the NL Central. But we do talk Stern. And so I came home after Easter celebrations with the family. Enjoyed that immensely. And I saw on my Twitters, Brad, did you see what happened to Crazy Cabbie? And I did not. I had not seen that. And so I started reading, and I was shocked, yet not surprised. Seemingly, now I haven't gotten official word on this, so I don't know if we should be talking about the man as if he's not here, but I'm fairly certain Mr. Cabbie Lee has passed, and that was very sad. I'm going to go to the comments real quick before we continue on. I don't know about baseball, but I'm an Indians fan. All right, Oxy, we can talk Indians. Queens of the Stone Age actually turned out to be great. Cabbie was ahead of his time. And checking in as a huge Bama fan, what do you think about us in the Final Four? I'm mind blown. We'll talk a little college basketball. It's weird to be doing like a kind of an obit on obituary on our friend Crazy Cabbie and talking about Alabama. But congratulations to Bama. Boy, they don't win anything down there, do they? So this is exciting for the old Crimson Tide to be part of another championship. But good luck. No, that's fun. I'm actually rooting for NC State. I always root for the. Okay. See, this is what happens. This is why Sparky has to be. Oh, Sparky. Are we rooting for NC State or Bama? Urgh. Who do you want to win, Sparky? Blink once if you want Alabama to win. Snort twice. Oh, he stinks. Again, super thanks and super chat is turned on. But yeah, good luck to your Crimson Tide. What are my thoughts about the election? I don't care. I really just don't. I will tell you, I don't do politics ever. And I'll tell you why I don't. Because I just don't think it's going to matter. Whatever, Sparky, stop it. Stop. This is why I got to watch him. But I just don't think whatever we do as a actual collective person is going to matter. And how the two people that are going to be our leaders running for the leadership, I don't want to run. I don't want to vote for either of them. I don't understand it. So there. Ashton, you feel like a jerk now. What's wrong? Well, let me see. Oh my God, I didn't know the news. So I'm so sorry if I'm breaking the news. But yes, we will talk about this in a second. Don't feel like a jerk. Sparky doesn't like that, Charlie says. Okay, you can tell by Sparky's face. So we'll stop bringing Sparky. But Sparky's licking himself, and he's on non-licking material here. So let's see. Cabbie news are official per multiple sources. RIP at 55. What's the best Cabbie moment? Cabbie going nuts about his appliance, talking to him was great radio. I don't remember that moment. But yeah, so I got that news that Crazy Cabbie had passed, and so I start looking at my my Twitter and kind of other areas and start thinking, man, that's incredibly sad because we had Sparky, stop. Come on, Fred. We had been talking about doing another sit down or whatever we did. I talked to him twice. We did 2 long interviews here. And I'll mention about how he was one of the guests that it took a long time to get a hold of. Cabbie was in the hospital when I got a hold of him. He was at the VA hospital, and I didn't know that. And I just blindly kind of reached out to him. And I'm going to actually take a look back at some of our correspondence here, and we'll talk about just how I got that first interview with Cabbie. Sparky, stop it. Are we happy that Sparky's with us? Because Sparky makes me feel better. So let's take a look at our correspondence here. Lee, let's see here. Oh man, my eyes are so bad. My eyes are so bad. Let's see. Let me see when I first talked to Cabbie. So August 26, 2020. So kind of when I started the whole series, right? I started reaching out to everybody. Cabbie, by the way, Sparky's got the comfortable chair. Favorite Cabbie moment has to be the boxing match, says Ashton. Cabbie going nuts. Yeah, we talked about that. I like Cabbie during Get John's Job. He said he saw KC walking out of a hotel with a dude. That's funny. So August 26, 2020 is when I first tried to get a hold of Cabbie for the program. Didn't hear from him. And then September 23rd, 2020, he did respond if he'd be, I said, would you be interested in conversation? And he said, I'm not sure. And then he said, what if I want to talk about something not Stern related? Kind of like maybe coronavirus. And it was introduced and spread through the VA Medical Center here in New Jersey, full of elderly vets. So this was my correspondence with Cabbie to start. And I was wondering, do I want to open this box with Cabbie? So he was very sad about what was going on with him at the VA. I don't want to read all that because I don't know. And again, I don't want the channel to get dinged for talking about things related to that. For me, this is not a political story, as I love my country. I supported my country when I went to war for it. All I did, as we all did, because we're veterans. The story I have is true, as I have been a resident of this VA since January, and I witnessed the entire thing. And he just went on and on again. He goes, I will not rest until this story is told. I promise veterans here that I get the story out. So I'm trying to get the story out for Cabbie at this point. But, so Sunday night is when I saw that news that he had passed Saturday night. I believe it was Kane, and I'm not even sure if this was Kane from Kane and Cabbie that put that out there. But yeah, it's kind of shocking. Like I said, I mean, he's been on here twice, and he was in the wheelchair, and I think he was very worried that they were going to amputate his legs the last time I talked to him, and I'm not even sure if that happened because we did not conversate probably for a year, the past year. But this was the September 2020 conversation I had with him. Uh, uh, yeah, so he was really interested in me kind of getting the word out about his VA experience. And I did tell him, yes, we'll talk about whatever you want. And I did tell him that, and I meant that. And so we did talk again through September. He goes, I'm gonna have to run it through my mind. You have to understand the place I'm in right now. I've been in solitary confinement in a VA hospital, and my civil rights have been trampled upon with fellow veterans, most of which are elderly. But I'll consider something, and I'll get back to you in the next few days. All right? Where would I find you if I wanted to listen to some of your stuff? I don't know how to listen to podcasts. So this was Cabbie and I and talking in September of 2020, and I remember when I started thinking about interviewing Cabbie, and I wondered, should I interview Cabbie? Is he in the right mind? I'm not interested really in putting people on here who are not in the right mind. As I continued with these conversations, I asked friends of mine. I'm like, "What do you think? Should I even broach this?" And they said, "Sure, it's Cabbie. Like maybe he'll come on and he'll be good, right?" This again. So this was September of 2020. And then he went silent through October into December of 2020. And then February 2021, I got him to respond again. So I was just checking in on him a lot. And he said, you know what? I'll be interested in talking. I'll let you know over the weekend. I got some things happening and I'll feel better as my health is concerned. So I'll let you know about a possible interview. I'm just looking for some help getting a handicap accessible RV. Is there anyone you know in the RV business? Let me know. And this again made me feel very sad that he was kind of coming to me. Thank you very much, Ashton Andrews, with a super chat, and those are available. And he said, "R.I.P. Cabbie." I'm not going to ask for super chats in the name of Cabbie, but I appreciate you doing that. I'm going to hit love on that. I'm going to like it. I thank you so much. Cabbie was 55. The question in the chat was, how old was Cabbie? He was 55 years old. Was he a lost soul, do you think? I don't really know him that well, but through our interviews and talking to him, I just think he was incredibly depressed. I'm sure of that. I'm not going to say I'm sure of that, but it seemed that way. I remember when he did overnights at K-Rock. This is King speaking, playing Pantera, Maiden, Priest. It was hilarious. It didn't last long. The station stopped that right away. So I am reading kind of the moments of our conversations to get the first interview together. But our second chat, which I did post on Sunday night, we did talk about that. And when I came away from our second conversation was the man just loved music, and he wanted to get it out there to the people. He would get fired because he would not pay attention to the playlist of the station he was on. He's like, this is not stuff I think people should hear. I think people need to hear this music. And when we talked about that, I did walk away from our last conversation understanding more about Cabbie, thinking the man just loved music, and he loved just getting the word out about the music he loved. I will say my mom passed away in the time between interviews, and he did reach out, and he was very sad about that, and I was very very touched to be honest, that Cabbie was like worried about how my mom was doing and how my family was doing. And I did a lot of these interviews, and he clearly would ask me every time, how are things with you and how's things with your family? I know you have a young guy there, and not many people did that, and I didn't expect them to, nor did I really want to honestly talk about that because I was really more to hear about them. So just kind of giving some stories from my time with Cabbie. We're going to read some notes here from the people coming in. I remember when he did overnights. I just read that. Sorry about that. How about the 9/11 show, September 11th show, we'll say, reporting from his roof. That's an F-16. I think there was no better moment if you were to pay tribute to Cabbie, which we sort of are right here, than when he did his 9/11 broadcast. He was, well, first of all, Howard's broadcast of that day was something I couldn't stop listening to. Had the TV on, volume down, listening to Howard. They played it live. And yeah, Cabbie was on the phone watching what was happening, and he was clearly upset, as we all were. But he was a veteran and would talk about that a lot, and that really affected him. But that the broadcast that he did on 9/11 was pretty crazy and amazing. Again, Cabbie was 55 years old when he passed. Again, people ask that here. Cabbie's greatest moment, this is Sophia. Cabbie's greatest moment was the Ron Jeremy interview about the porn shoot in Howard's studio. Classic. Well, I guess we should get into some of the stuff that Cabbie did that is the reason why Howard probably won't be doing any obits. I don't believe he's mentioned it. I didn't listen today. He did not mention it yesterday, from what I can tell. But yeah, Cabbie, claimed to have tape of Howard. I think what had folks come into the studio to record some adult videos. So Cabbie was always up to hijinks, I could say. Let's see. He also brought Bin Laden up during 9/11. I remember. I don't even know who he was. Yeah, I remember that. So that show, a lot of the callers were really helpful that day. But Bin Laden was brought up within 10 minutes of that happening, and I didn't know who that was. I was in my 20s. I had no clue who they were talking about. Rest in peace, Cabbie, says William. You were insane, but that's what we loved about you. So appreciate that, William. Allison, my favorite Cabbie moment is him getting laughed at for the number 3 on his neck. He did have crazy tattoos and never wore pants, right? He always wore shorts so people could see the tats, and he'd do that in the wintertime. So, by the way, just in case you're just joining, welcome. This is Howard on this date live. I come here usually 3 times a week during the week around this time, 4 o'clock Central, 5 Eastern, or later, depending on what's going on. And we talk about things that happened on the Stern Show. We talk sports. We do super chats, so you can participate in that, or super thanks. I have those enabled, and I have memberships enabled. But we go live and we talk about things that happened on the show. And over the weekend, Crazy Cabbie passed, and he's been on this program that I do here on YouTube. But again, I was talking about possibly switching this thing up and maybe moving into sports a little more, but we'll see. Let's see. He was the Steven Spielberg of the whole thing. Yeah, that was him directing Ron Jeremy in Howard's studio. Sixth Dream, I think it's because he tried to sue Howard in Sirius. Yeah, that was probably why you didn't hear from him. He had some, we go into that too, by the way. If you go check my interview with him, once we're done here live, you can go back. I posted both interviews of the entire full-length interviews as they happened. King Dopey asking for Sparky. Sparky's here. He's napping now. Let's go. We'll give you a shot, Sparky. He's just enjoying a nap. Look at that guy. Oh my goodness. Oh, Fred. We call him Fred too. In case our taped audience wants to see Spark. Hopefully I don't mess the light up. But there's Sparky. There's my belly too. He's just hanging out. So that was for the audience who will watch this on tape later, hopefully. So going back to the comments here, let's see. Did Howard speak about him today? Not rushing the convo, just not sure if he talked about it yesterday. He did not, from what I heard yesterday, and I'm guessing he did not today. I did it today. We're in bad terms. Cabbie's song was the best, and my parents really love me. I know where they live. Absolutely terrible. Wah, 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 wah. Somebody please help me. Help me. I always thought that was Shuli, but it was not. But yeah, we talked about the song on our interview, so you can hear him talk about that. Does Robin still have cancer? Okay, I'm not going to read the last part, DJ. That's not nice, and I'm not sure. But the last part just isn't nice, DJ. But I'll laugh later. R.I.P. Cabbie, says Steve Davidson. So yeah, so then we come in here, we talk to the folks who are here, and they comment and they tell me where they're. Actually, we haven't done roll call because we just popped right into our items here. Bruce retracted his message. I love when people do that. Allison says, I used to be the biggest Stern fan 20 years ago. If you told me Howard would be on air and I wouldn't be listening, I'd think you'd be trolling me. Yeah, no, I talk about that, and people get angry that I say I don't understand how he's doing the show the way he is now, but he is, and It is shocking the way the show sounds right now. Zeke, hello Zeke. Cabbie arguing with the tapes they had of Riley complaining about his pay was an underrated Cabbie call-in. I don't remember that, but I'll take you at your word that it was a funny moment. Beach should make a comeback, says Mousy. Yeah, I don't think Whack Packers are alive. I think the whole program is no longer full of Whack Packers. But that's the thing is like that's what I've been thinking about is like people like this pass who are part of the show and a big part of the show. I mean, Stuttering John and Cabbie sold out a 5,000 seat arena for a boxing match for Howard's show. You'd think that that'd be something you'd mention, that hey, this guy was good radio. Did he fight Angry Black too? And just good radio for Howard. But that's what supposedly happens is you do good radio and then you get used up and you move on. Great jersey, says CIF 1994. Yes, Expos, I'm wearing my Pete Rose jersey here. I think I mentioned this earlier, and I'm not going to turn around. Sparky is hanging out with me today. We'll show the Pete Rose jersey again. It's kind of a tight squeeze here. I'm a big fat guy now. There's my Pete Rose. It's got the All-Star patch on it. I think that's why this jersey was a little cheaper, because I don't think the All-Star game happened the same year Pete Rose was an Expo. But anyway, is Howard a Pelican, says DJ. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think he is. I can't speak Spanish, but I'm not. Oh, that's Okwa Tenzing Juan, says King Ed. Yes. Rest in peace, Riley. Riley had a big tribute on the show, I believe, when he passed. King Dopey says, I did not bet on baseball. Yeah, no, I'm waiting for the whole Shohei thing, if you've been here before, you've heard me just kind of actually defend Shohei Ohtani. I don't think he has anything to do with gambling, but a lot of the things that are happening now make you when you start asking questions and they can't answer the questions. Not just because there's a language barrier. Let's see. Tommy and Judy. I'm in a Howard death pool. High pitch Eric has cost me some bucks over the years. Come on. I think he'll live till 90, right? Allison asks, is MARCI TURK still with the show? That's a great question. I don't know. MARCI, of course, the woman who came in and changed the policies of the show and was kind of Howard Sherpa. Does Dice still owe Artie $5,000? Bring back Artie. A few folks saying, hello, DJ One Only, and hello, Donna. Donna? I love these names. I should know them. Is anybody here from a different country than America? We usually get some folks from Finland and Russia and Sweden. So anyway, back to the cat. We'll continue that roll call here in a moment. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I was reading when Cabbie asked about my mother. I don't know why I can't see the rest though. Let's see. Anyway, Cabbie was part of this show twice. You can see those interviews, but those were my recollections. Hello, California. Hello, Canada. Hello, Ireland. I figured that name. Do you know Kane Tombstone Pete Rose? I do. We got WrestleMania coming up this weekend, by the way. Alabama, different country. Yeah, kind of is. And realize, I keep an eye on it. I love what The Rock's doing and the Roman Reigns stuff, but they went through the lineup of matches, and I'm like, I don't care about any of these folks. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody watch that? Here's Bud Binner. I don't listen to the show anymore. Is Sour Shoes still appear? I don't think he called. They don't do. He doesn't call, but they've done some items where they try to get a hold of Sour, and of course you can check that out here on my channel, as I did get a hold of Sour Shoes, and for a second. I was on the phone with him for a short second, and then we continued to trade voicemails, and now I can't get a hold of him. He was going to be part of this program. Yeah, a lot of this is Steve saying, yeah, a lot of my non-Stern fans share more beat than I do. So, yeah, I don't know what that means. I guess the videos and stuff of Beetlejuice has kind of made the second career on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. My wife is, but there's many different great memes or him just hanging out. What you doing, Beat? Nothing. Just hanging out. Guys, you want to see Sparky? You want to see Sparky? He is so calm right now. Say hi to the folks, Fred. They love some Sparky. He's the best. If you don't have a dog, get one. Dogs are the best. Who is this guy? You talking about me? Chana Nun? Who is this guy? Bud Benner says thank you. So yeah, I do a podcast. Hi everybody. If you've never been here, thanks for joining me. So I do a podcast. It used to be sports. I used to do sports television in St. Louis, and I would interview sports folks. And I started interviewing folks from the Stern Show here on YouTube, and it blew up. 15,000 subscribers. I'm huge. I'm huge on YouTube. I know 15,000 subscribers isn't that much, but it became kind of a thing, and it made a smidge, a little bit, in honor of Cabbie F. Shuli. Eddie, who dis? That's someone I really would enjoy is to talk to Angry Alice. I think she'd be fun. Hi, Fred. I do that all day around the house, by the way. Fuck you, motherfucker. Hi, Fred. I do that, don't I, Sparky? You hear it all day. Armstrong Army, says John Lee. I watched Casey's channel the other night after Cabbie passed as well, and I'm hoping Casey's okay. Let's all just kind of have a nice little prayer for Casey. Looking at just some of the, you should. This happens every time. I will mention this, and this happens every time, and I don't mind when people give suggestions. I do take them down and I put them in my notebook, and I'm going to try and interview these people. Every single time I've gone live, and this is probably the 10th time, you should interview Elliot Offen, which I never can say the name correctly. And I don't know how to get a hold of that person. I have to say that person because I'm not sure what that person is. But I would like to. Eddie, Casey's show's unwatchable, and I love Casey. Was hoping it would be good. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know if I was expecting much to be good, and I enjoy Casey. I'd like to have him on here again. But as I mentioned earlier, I interviewed KC back when he was kind of doing well. I'm not sure how he's doing now. And with Cabbie, I wasn't sure if I was going to interview Cabbie because I wasn't sure he was doing well when I did, but he did. He was doing well. John Lee interviewed John the Stutterer. I'm not a big fan of John the Stutterer. I don't know. We'll try. We'll see, maybe. If that's what you guys want, I'll try and see if I can get a hold of him. Interview Bobby Beats Handler. Ashton says. You can go to my channel and see that I did interview Bobby. We did a nice long 40-minute interview, and I asked him all the questions about being Beats Handler. Where would I post? How would you find that? I mean, I'll just repost it. I repost things and people get angry, but then people don't go scrolling and looking for my old interviews. So I don't know what to do. I'll probably repost it. William watched about 10 minutes of Casey's show and had to turn it off. He used to be radio gold. What the hell happened to him? Well, I mean, some of these guys need Howard, or they need Anthony or whoever, Opie. You can't, some of these guys just aren't good on their own. And I don't remember Casey ever being great on his own. But yeah, I sadly can't watch this program. But I like him and I want him to be part of it. We started talking a lot a couple of years ago, and he wanted to really kind of try to work together on something. And I was interested, but I said, I have a full-time job and I'm not going to just try to do a podcast with you for a full-time job. O&A, Donna, but anyway, O&A owned Howard back in the day, but they were both great shows. Yeah, I've never heard 1 second of Opie and Anthony, and from what the dark side of the 2000s, I would never listen to them anyway, but I don't know if they owned him, did they? I think Howard was running pretty fast and pretty hard on everybody back in the 2000s. Eddie says Casey needs someone to lead the show. I agree with that. I don't know who would be good, but man, there's some great moments when he's on. I mean, if we go back and talk about this all the time, but the glory years to me are that sweet spot of like 98 to 2004, where you had Jackie and Casey and Stuttering John, and then Artie comes on with those guys. That's my favorite part. Does Stuttering John have a job? Asked the King. I'm not sure about that. And there's another person I don't really want to talk much about, but also possibly having issue. I don't know if that's an issue or what's going on with his program, but congrats to Stuttering John for having a program. Allison, no, they didn't own him. Now anyone can own Howard. He's almost irrelevant, sadly, says Allison. Well, I mean, podcasters are now owning Howard, right? I mean, when Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn and the podcast community, they're. I mentioned this the last time. I just can't believe that Sirius signed him the last time to that contract that they signed him to. And I got to believe that they're going to look at it and go, what are we doing at this next one, which they still have 2 full years on. It ends at the end of 2025. So that will be fun. If we're still doing this channel, we'll see what happens in 2025. Donna. O and A were the only ones who ever beat Howard at his own game. They owned his ass at their peak, but ultimately the dysfunction got to them and effed up their shit. Yeah, again, I can't really speak to Opie and Anthony. I know that there was a lot of stuff happening there between them, but I don't know them. I didn't listen to them. I don't find either of them funny. I just got to be honest. Now, again, I like to say thank you for coming here. I appreciate all the folks who are here live. We do this, try to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and around 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. I have super thanks turned on. I have super chats enabled. I have memberships available. I have not figured out, I've figured out kind of what I would do with the memberships if you join, but I'd love that if you did, because then you get to see when I'm going to be live, and maybe you can be part of the show here. I invite you in and we talk together with the fans. You can just check the description for all the other great items I have, and you can check out my playlist for things that I've got going on here. It's hilarious. This is Donna. It's hilarious seeing Beat be so much more famous and relevant than Howard now. He's a legit celebrity while Howard isn't so relevant. I can agree with that. I mean, let's just think about the TikTok community, which I'm not on, but I would assume there's 10 to 20 clips of Beetlejuice out there and not many of Howard. Sparky, go Phillies. Thank you, Dopey. Are you taking off, Dopey? And I haven't heard from Lance in a while. I wonder how are our regulars here? I know we've got a nice big crew of people here, and I always enjoy that. Oh, man, guys, hold on. Sparky's asleep. He enjoys this show so much it puts him right to sleep. Just hanging around, yes. I have not. So this is a question from Six Dream, and again, what I do here is I look at the comments and just kind of comment along. Did you see Casey's rebuttal of Howard's 9/11 story? No. So that's, I guess, what Casey went to the gym instead. So Tom said, "Hey, you can leave early if you need to," and so Casey went to the gym. I have not seen that. Let's see. Do you have a Twitter? Can you ask that in? I do. Here's the pitch, and it's in the description. So if you're looking for me on Twitter, you can go there. I did see some emails come through. I still need to respond and comment. So I'm sorry about that. TT says, "Who, me?" All right, thank you. I'm guessing that was a Beetlejuice. By the way, I sell shirts, and I sell one that says "Who, me" on it. So if you're in the description and you want a "Who, me" shirt, I create shirts with fun, stern phrases like 0.0 or "boff." Hey now, have you seen me wearing that? So go to my shirt shop, and I would love that too if you want to. Sure, and tell me if you have one that you want me to make for you. I do that as well. King Doopy, Angry Alice is who? Me? Oh, is that Angry Alice? I thought that was Beetlejuice. I think it could be both, right? Doesn't Beetlejuice say who, me a lot? Either way, double entendre. TT, I weigh 10,000 pounds. Okay. Donna, your interviews are great, bro. Well, thank you so much. Can you give me phonetically so I can say your name correctly? You've been wonderful in the comments today. You've kept the conversation lively, and I keep saying your name wrong, I think. King Dopey, yes, you're right. Thank you. I think we're talking about the who, me thing. Let me think here. Angry Alice, what does she say? Me? No, what does she say? She says something kind of the same. But yeah, everyone kind of coming in here saying it's Beat that says who, me. Thank you. This ain't Hot Rod Magazine, pal, says Steve David. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I have Roddy Piper right over my shoulder here. Interviewed him a few times and got an autograph. So we were talking about Cabbie and then my Pete Rose jersey and Sparky. We've gone to that moment in the show where we're 40 minutes in. And I've read the comments, and I don't know if there's any more, but I have a lot of people in here that are still hanging out. So I like to make sure we do talk about whatever people want to talk about. I know this is a stern chat, but I love baseball. I love sports, and sometimes I don't love baseball. And I didn't like the other night when the Cardinals had their fourth game and they didn't have enough pitching. How does that happen? How in the fourth game do you not have guys available? Can you tell me that? Any Cardinal fans out there? We talked about Andres Galarraga playing for the, and he wore number 14 for the Expos. Did I even not catch that? That I was wearing Andres Galarraga's jersey, possibly? This is Pete Rose. But let's see. Let's check in on those Brewers. We got games starting up here now. It's 7 o'clock on the East Coast. We've got teams that are 0-4, and we've got teams that are 4-0. And the Brewers are now 4-0 as they beat the Twins. Uribe gets his third save. I'm very big into fantasy baseball as well. Nerds took over baseball. I agree, Lance. It makes me angry. We had a no-hitter the other night with a starting pitcher that went 9 innings. The Astros starting pitcher went 9 innings. I thought we would never see that again. Did the Orioles do enough in the offseason? I think they did. What's happening with the Mets? I watch the Mets more than I watch the Cardinals. That is a team that just feels like they have too much pressure to win, and they're not scoring. They're not hitting. They're pitching a little bit, but man, the Mets, if they get off to, they've lost their first 4, right? And they're playing right now or getting ready to take on the Tigers, although they're in a delay, so that's good because I was going to stop down and watch some Tigers and Mets. But yeah, the Mets not hitting, and I think it's a little strange to do the whole Edwin Diaz thing, the song, and when they're not winning the game. Is that weird? I mean, is he going to come into a game that they're down 3-0 and we're going to do the whole light show and the trumpets? Because last night they came in a tied game. It was 0-0. But I don't know about that. Muck the Fett, says King. All right. Angry Alice, who dis? That's what she says. That's right. TT asks, has Howard mentioned Cabbie's death? I don't believe so. Ashton, the women's side of the tourney is actually more entertaining for once, and I'm a football guy. Yeah, I was saying this the other day. If Caitlin Clark walked right through these doors today, I would not know who she is. I'm amazed that, and it's good if women are watching more basketball and watching more women's basketball. I'm not. And I'm not really watching men's basketball either. I was a little bored by this tournament. Cubs 2024 World Champion, says Rob. Now, Rob, I have a bone to pick with you as a Cardinal fan over here. I don't really care about the whole Cubs-Cardinal thing. I do enjoy a good rivalry. But man, God, if that damn rain delay didn't hit in 2016, the Cubs still are waiting. We'd be at what year now? 129 years? Because then they just couldn't win again. But anyway, Cubs look good. Oh, another one? By the way, did you see the Cubs opening day pyro display? I may have to put it in the chat, or actually, let's see if I can find it, and I'll just, let's find it, right? Let's find it, and I'll show it off to you guys right now. I'm going to see if, I'm sure it's going to be hard to find. Everybody just kind of do your own thing while I look here, while I look for that display. Yeah, this is it. Let's see. Watch these. This is them coming out yesterday for opening day. And whoa! And these ones aren't even working. The Cubs. Well, they did get to sing their little goofy song, though. Love your It's a Pete Rose jersey. He says, love your Galarraga jersey. But all right, I'll go with Galarraga. But it's actually Pete Rose. But I'm a huge El Gato, the big cat fan. Loved Andres Galarraga. And learned today that he had 399 home runs, did not get to 400. It makes me sad. So we talked some sports, we talked some Stern. I would like to know before I go, so for folks here in the chat, do you want me to kind of do the hybrid thing? Do I continue to do the Stern with some sports? Do I do more sports, talk some baseball, bring Sparky on to talk dog food? I would love to know what you think. I'll note that the numbers go down as soon as I start talking about not talking about Stern. So maybe, I don't know. I'm running out of energy to talk about the Sterniverse. And part of me doesn't want to be, I don't know. We'll see. You tell me. Hybrid, Sixth Dream says hybrid show. So you like this sort of the whole thing. You know what I haven't done yet You know what I like to do is to see what happened on this date, so we can go do that. How about separate sessions? Okay, I have thought of that. Now, I also have another channel that is not getting subscribers. It's a baseball channel. It's all my baseball interviews. Lance says, whatever, bro, I'm here. Okay. Love the sports talk and the Howard stuff. All right. If Randy Johnson could come back for one more game, what kind of bird would you like him to explode? I say ostrich. Let me say a pelican. Talking Yankees, then Xbox when the season's over. I don't do a lot of gaming, but I have a 15-year-old upstairs who's a big Fortnite player, big into the virtual reality. I don't know even the game that he plays. What is that thing called? Oculus. Because it's baseball, you said the key word. Oh, I'm going to see what Ashton's saying. Because it's baseball. How about separate sessions? I got to figure out what you're talking about. Pelican, says Lance. All right. So we got 45 people in here. I don't want to just leave if people are here hanging out. And like I said, the Mets are in a rain delay. What do we got? The Royals just took a 3-0 lead. Let's see how that happened. Mikhail Garcia ropes a 2-run double. Royals take a 3-0 lead. You know, I heard the MLB Tonight guys talking about the Royals being like the next Orioles, like young players and possibly surprising folks. I don't see it, but I did like what the Royals did with their rotation. As a Cardinal fan, I love Seth Lugo. I think that's a guy that I think anybody should have. I think he's one of the most underrated pitchers ever. And then they got Michael Wacha, who's always good, at least for 20 games. But yeah. Leave him wanting more, Lance says. All right, maybe we'll take off. And we do usually a good 40 minutes, and then I get a little tired. Go Red Sox. Brian Balo goes tonight, baby. Give me the money line. Yeah, let's see here. What are they playing? The A's, right? And I think that was a game that I was interested in. Let's see. Let's take a look at the odds. You know, we could do all that kind of stuff. I like to talk some of these just odds. I'm not that I'm going to gamble on it. Red Sox minus 145 on the money line against the A's. Alex Wood, give me the money line too. Let's go. Let's get in on that. That's 140. What could be? Is it the Red Sox just don't hit lefties? I don't know about that one. I don't know why 145 is the money line on that one. But I agree with you heavy. All right, we're going to leave them wanting more, I think. Anything else from this group? Anybody have anything they'd like to say? Do they want to see Sparky? Do you want to make sure, hey, before I go, do you want to do a super chat? A super thanks for your YouTube friend Brad? No? All right. I'm here. Let's see. All right, you're going by. Lance is going by. If Lance is leaving, then we're going to go ahead and shut her down. But maybe we'll be here tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Cardinals play day game. Maybe I will live watch the Cardinal game. Maybe. Cardinals, Padres, they're on at 3 Central. So we could do the end of the game. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll turn on the games. We got a lot of games tomorrow. We'll talk some Stern stuff. And then we'll just we'll vamp on the baseball season. All right? All right. Thank you for coming. Again, check out, if you're still here, check out the description for all the things that go on my channel. Take a look at some of the things that I've done, and you'll enjoy them, I assume, if you're here. I appreciate everybody coming here. Sour shoes in baseball, says one commenter. So it sounds like we've got a merging. We've got a merging of topics here. So maybe this just channel goes into this... I do have a fun story to tell. Remind me to tell you about Bob Costas telling me about this channel. Bob Costas did have a comment for me, and I will tease that as we'll talk about it tomorrow if you're all here tomorrow. But yeah, I think I'll be here tomorrow. I'm going to try it. All right? Thank you, everybody, for coming. Talk to you tomorrow. Sparky says goodnight. Let's just one more last chance of Sparky saying goodnight. Sparky, say goodnight.